Hello, this is I'm back. This is the second part of the video for the 25th of January 2021. And in the first part, I was talking about that I've been saying that January was a bit of low month, but it seems to have a pickup quite fast, and it have been a lot of some things going on, and one thing was the change of government in America, and I did say that I was very glad there was a change. At some point, I didn't think it would happen. Like, I really was kind of very worried, to be honest, for everything that was going on. And I've been saying, I don't know John Baden, I really don't know the gentleman, but a change was needed. That's all I can say. A change was needed. And it have happened, finally. And this is a big event that have been after some other big events as well, but definitely this is, internationally speaking, is really a big event. I don't know the implications of this. For each individual country. I really don't. But definitely, I think in what political setting in the States, I thought a change was needed, as I say. And yeah, and I was talking about being a new year now for China. And I was talking about the animal of the year, which is the ox, as I believe. And I wanted to talk about China. I don't know hardly anything about in terms of daily living, but obviously there is some international knowledge, like the use of rice as one of the main products in their Chinese diet. Obviously, I know about this little cat that was selling on the supermarket last week that moved around because it's a lucky item, that maybe they get it in every year, and the change of year maybe, and but I don't know much, as I say, apart from some foods that I've been eating in Chinese restaurants. In terms of political, there is some, how I would say, some, it's no knowledge, definitely it's no knowledge, but it's the idea of China was this, the term was used was the sleeping dragon, in terms of it was very hermetic, before, and it was keeping all the industry and commerce and business were quite national, but then they open up, and now it have become the factory of the world. Some people have used the term factory of the world, and in terms of how China will impact international, I hear even that at some point everyone will be Chinese at some point, or with origins from China, because of, obviously, for the population, it will expand around the world, so that's in terms of general idea about China. This year I've been watching a few videos, but the one person was a Chinese person, talking about this political control of the state, but he was not living in China. He was not talking about China in other terms, only about this political what is happening politically, and yeah, they were saying that. Obviously, I knew a Chinese lady that she was very surprised every time I approached her, saying about maybe it was if she could see anything in terms of human rights violation, and she didn't, and she believed that this idea that we have here, it was make with bad press, and so I really don't know because you hear different stories, so how you gonna believe one or the other, it's difficult, and I was watching these videos about, and I would like to say the name of the person because it's very popular and it's fair that I will say the name, but I can't remember the name. He was a Spanish guy living in China, and he lived in Wuhan, I believe, I think he lived in Wuhan when pandemic started, and they were enclosed in the area and everything, and I will show on the video. And he have a wife who was Chinese, and they live there, and they were just showing videos about their daily life, really. They were very entertaining, in a way, and educational as well. And but it didn't show that much different from it could be anywhere, really. What they were showing, it could be anywhere, really. It was quite rural kind of area, and it could have been anywhere. So I wouldn't recognize Chinese culture because of these videos, so I would say, for what I could see in those videos, the life was pretty much the same than anywhere else, in a rural area, with family shops, rather than other European. Now you can see everything are changed and everything are franchise, and every company becomes so big and so impersonal. I have to say, I really don't like it. I have to say, it becomes really, really impersonal for me, the services. And this, it was more like rural, anywhere you can live in any country in Europe that like maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago, I would say. So you can see, this more rural, more more rural kind of life, but apart from that, they weren't showing anything. I'm not saying that obviously there's things because the food is different, and but it wouldn't show, probably because people maybe wouldn't be able to understand, really, as you tell people about products and of food, maybe wouldn't, I don't know, or maybe he have more other things that he want to talk about rather than more basic kind of activities. But yeah, as I say, it didn't show anything that I will identify with China per se. And then I was watching this video, and but yeah, obviously having a lot of polemic around China, and definitely Wuhan, no, obviously not with the place. There's nothing wrong with the place, but for what happened in a laboratory that is located there. So yeah, it has been a quite polemic year for China, definitely. Um, as I say, I hope things become a bit more transparent for everyone, for for the people there, and for the impact it has globally. I think we are all interested of in China function, with transparency. You know, the government. I mean, the government, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's more or less everything I know about China, really. Hopefully, I haven't said anything that is, detrimental for anyone, because I definitely does know. I don't. I don't have to say anything badly. China is like any other country. Full of people that just try to live their normal life. And maybe they can have a government that is doing some actions that are no they shouldn't be doing. Like it can happen everywhere. And hopefully through negotiation, and democracy, we can get through that. And like in every country, exactly the same. So yeah, that's all about China, really. All I know. I want I have a kimono. So kimono is it? Maybe kimono is from Japan. No, I don't know, to be honest. So I'm not really sure where it's originally from. But yeah, I have a kimono, so that's about fashion as well. That we have experienced Chinese culture. But yeah, it's very, very simple. It's definitely very minimum. So maybe that will be my purpose this year, to become more knowledgeable about Chinese culture. I knew someone in my when I was in high school. She was learning Chinese, and I thought that was very brave, because it sounds very difficult to me with a different alphabet and everything. But I'm not gonna do that. I definitely not gonna do that. I don't see myself capable of doing anything like that. I always wanted to learn French, which is a lot more similar, and I never have done it yet. So I wouldn't even mind about something more difficult. But definitely to learn something more about China, about their daily life, rather than what we hear in the news, will be quite interesting. And I think I'm gonna have to leave it there, because my video is gonna cut off anyway, because I'm running out of memory in my phone. So I'm gonna leave it here. Happy New Year for Chinese. Is that what they say? I hope it's not something that you shouldn't say. But Happy New Year, Ox Year, for everyone. As I always say, be safe, be well, and I see you next week. Bye bye.